All right, Coach Garvey, going into homecoming week, sitting at 2-2, having just defeated Waynesburg last week. Let's talk a little bit about the game against the Yellow Jackets. I know you guys kind of story two different halves, kind of an offensive half, the first half, defensive struggle in the second half, and you guys seem to come out on top in both of those ways. Talk about the changes that happened at halftime, even, and just the game in general against Waynesburg.
Yeah, no, it was obviously a great game for us. Anytime in conference you can get a win, in this conference, it's always a positive. So, we came out, we felt we started off well on offense, and then, like you said, kind of stalled out a little bit in the second half. But again, probably a little bit more due to some of the things that Waynesburg was doing, but we still were able to get some points on the board in the second half, and defensively really. Started off slow on the first drive, but after that, really, honestly, I think the defense maybe played their most complete game thus far this year. Really their second touchdown was really more on a special teams, giving up a big return, and then 2 plays later they went down and scored. So, but just overall, a very good team win. And again, once you're in conference, every win's a big one. So it was good to get it.
It seems like, though, the offense has a knack from scoring outside of the opponent's red zone this year. You've got 12 scoring plays of at least 25 yards or more this season. What attributes to that, and what allows you guys to be so successful so quickly?
Well, I think it's just, we got some guys who can make some plays for us. We got dynamic guys out there with regards to, obviously Eric Blinn, but guys like Tyler Ambush and Terry Linyard, and put, Jalen Holmes in that mix, who's, I think, has 2 or 3 touchdowns over 30 yards now, or at least over 20. So, we got some guys who can make some plays for us once you put them in some space and give them an opportunity to do that. So, I think that's really, why we've had that type of success.
Lincoln Reyes is continuing to grow and progress as a quarterback. That was just his 4th start last week, but career highs in passing yards, had 2 touchdowns. Seemed to really start to get his feet wet and get some games under his belt, and starting to pay off. Talk about the game that he had last week and how you've seen him mature in just the last month.
Yeah, obviously his best game of obviously his short career here as a senior, but he did a really nice job, especially coming off that loss against Westminster where we did have some turnover issues. So the offense as a whole took care of that, that's for sure. And Lincoln obviously is a very big part of that. So, but he threw the ball very well. And again, I think as we move forward here, play by play, you can really see him getting more comfortable and just feeling it a little bit better. So he's doing a great job right now, and we're going to lean on him as we move into now almost the second half of this season.
Second half against the Yellow Jackets last week seemed like the defense started to look like they did last year. Flying around to the ball, making some plays, forced a few turnovers. Talk about what they were able to do, and especially the job that Donovan Hayden did with 16 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. Just talk about that.
Yeah, it was kind of just a normal, usual game for Donovan again. The way the season's going so far, so. But again, once there's no question that we're going to lean on the defense to win football games here. They are who we are right now as a team. They are, the core of this team, and they're very, like I've been saying every week, they're just a dynamic group of guys who can run around and make plays and make plays in the opponent's backfield. So anytime you have that, they can disrupt quite a bit. And they did cause a couple turnovers, one big one in the red zone. So. They're a very, very good group, and again, we're going to keep leaning on them to help us win football games, no doubt.
Let's move on and talk about the matchup at hand, which is Case Western Reserve University. Just the second time we've seen them since the 80s.
Yep.
What do you know about them coming in, and what do you see out of their team?
Well, I know they are much improved on offense, that's for sure. With the addition of a new quarterback, he's possibly the best quarterback in this conference right now. So very dynamic player, can throw it, can run it. And doing a great job. They're putting up points, putting up yards. So, we're going to have to, probably have our best game to date on defense to help us out there. And defensively, they're a strong unit, just like they were last year. They return a lot of guys, so they're all got another year underneath their belt. So it's going to be a great matchup, and a good homecoming crowd for us, and expecting hopefully a good turnout.
Talk about the challenges that you face when you face a dual threat quarterback like they have at Westminster. With being a veteran-laden defensive front that you have, is it something that they're used to? Is it something that they like to play against? What do you know about that?
Yeah, obviously, when as veteran as we are and as many returns we got, everything is a little bit easier. no question about that. No matter who or what the other team is doing. So, you know, I think we're built for that with regards to our team speed on defense. You know, we run around pretty good. So, you know, I mean, we're going to go out there and have a plan and hopefully execute it to the best of our ability.
Case Western comes in just like they did last year, ranked among the nation's best against the run. Something that we've been trying to do more often in the last 2 years is get the run game going. You know, what do you see out of their defensive front seven that allows them to be so successful?
Yeah, well, they got a lot of guys returning, and they're, you know, probably a bigger group than probably we've seen in the last couple of weeks. They're just big physical guys, so you know they're tough against the run. They put some guys in the box in there, and they put some people on the edge, you know, to try and make it hard for you to run the ball. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us, you know, and we've been you know, preparing for it all week in practice. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Homecoming weekend, we're going to be celebrating the 1965 championship team. We got some guys coming back for that. Hall of Fame coach Bob Goins coming back as well. What do you like about homecoming here at Bethany, and do the guys get up a little bit more for games like this, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, I think, you know, anytime you got a homecoming type of game or any type of, you know, more to than just a regular game, more to it than just a regular game, I think your players are always a little more excited. And this place is as good as a homecoming as I've ever been at with who comes back and how they come back and the number of people that come back. So, you know, our guys are excited about it. It's always a great crowd. It's always a good time, you know, and hopefully we can add a win to it to make it even more enjoyable for everybody.
Give me, what's your biggest key for this weekend against Case Western?
You know, honestly, I think it's on offense, it's always ball security, you know, and it's going to be that way since we're just really 2 games away from, you know, turning the ball over too much and it costing us a football game. So that certainly on offense is going to be the one. Certainly on special teams it is. We need to keep making plays like we did on special teams, maybe forcing some turnovers. And on defense, it's going to be, you know, just containing that quarterback as best we can and making sure that he's, you know, not going to win them the game. We need to take the game away from him a little bit and see what happens.